Okay, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Yeah, it's a special night for a lot of reasons. It's going to be a great night. We're going to hear from a lot of people and hear some really good music, I think. I just want to start with a few thank yous. I want to thank, concerts like this are not possible without very intentional, deliberate work that goes on at the junior high and elementary levels, and we're really fortunate here on the West Side to have truly a top-tier team of elementary and junior high band directors. So I really want to thank April Donlin, Lee Raby, Sarah Rayum, Kevin Brown, and Josh Carlo, if we could give them a round of applause. The next piece on the program is certainly the most, I think, substantial piece of repertoire we played this year in terms of length and just difficulty. There's a lot of transitions in various sections if you read about kind of the story behind this in the program. It's been a really great work to explore, and it's, I think, pushed the band into a lot of areas where maybe they were uncomfortable, but I think they've arrived at a point where this has been a really fun piece to work on, and I think they've just been able to grow a lot throughout their work on this. So this is The Witch and the Saint by Stephen Reinecke. Okay, before I recognize our seniors, I do want to just say a couple of quick things. As you all are most likely aware, this is Rob Med's last concert tonight. And I just want to say a couple of words about how much it's meant to me to be able to work with him this year. He's been a truly great mentor. This is a large job, and there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes and a lot of kind of moving parts logistically and otherwise, and he's been more than patient with me this year, helping me figure things out and helping me navigate a variety of situations. So I really want to thank Rob for his help with me this year, in addition to obviously creating such a wonderful band program that myself and Brian Zeglis are tasked with carrying forward. So beyond that, I'm going to recognize the seniors in the symphonic band. The seniors are such a crucial part of any ensemble in a high school. I mean, they are the institutional knowledge, and they are the people who can show the younger students kind of, this is how we do things, this is how we handle our business. And the seniors in this group have definitely done that this year. So if you want to stand and remain standing until we're done announcing everybody. Mason Van Wanning, Will Shao, Andre Tarascu, Aman Reddy. And then we have a couple students who couldn't be with us tonight. There's a baseball game tonight. They thought they might be able to sneak out here, but I guess not. Ben Hofer and Sanket Deshpande, and Gabriella Esch as well could not be with us tonight. How about a round of applause for these seniors? Great. And then the final award I have to give out here is the Symphonic Band Directors Award. And it's difficult to pick these singular awards for students in a large ensemble because everybody plays such an important role, and it's hard to do things without everybody, and everybody's just plays such a crucial role when we only have 2 or 3 people on each part, each instrument. But the person that is the recipient of this award, I think, maybe flies under the radar just a little bit, but she's a prime example of someone that comes in, handles their business, asks questions when they need to, is responsible, a really strong musician, very flexible, switched instruments partway through this year, and just an all-around great example of what it is to be a team member in the band. And so the Director's Award this year will go to Adeline Laswell. Great. For the last piece on the program, I actually would like to invite Rob Med out to conduct. He conducted, obviously he conducts the wind ensemble in the 9th grade regularly. We switched a concert back in, I guess it was March, where I conducted the 9th grade and he conducted the varsity band. So I thought it'd be nice if he got to conduct all 4 groups here in his last year. So I'd like to invite Rob Med out to conduct Carl King's The Trombone King.
Hello. Hey, everyone. My name is Audrey. I play the trumpet in this wonderful ensemble here, and I have a couple things for Rob. But first, I wanted to say a couple words fast, very fast words, I promise. We've heard a lot about Rob's accomplishments over his 30 years as a West High band director, and they are simply incredible, and that is understating it. I wanted to kind of steer away from that motif in my brief words and tell you what it's like to have this wonderful man as a teacher. And I'm not gonna cry. Every day I walk into the North Band room for rehearsal for 4 years. I've had him for 4 years, and every day I walk in and he greets us all with a smile. He adores his job, and you can just tell. No matter how many times he has to tell us to put our phones away or to stop talking, which is usually directed at me, he never loses that spark that every good band director brings to their job. Rob truly believes in every single one of his students, and he's the most encouraging, understanding, kind, and generous teacher I think I've ever had. And yeah, we just wanted to say thank you. I have some gifts. As a band community, a West High band community, we have collected these for you. And then also backstage, we have this Tribute to Troy and fight song, Soundwave, that you can put in your house.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia, and I just have a couple of words to say to Rob. So I remember my first time going to the UI parade for marching band. Rob was wearing a dark green shirt with like a pair of khaki shorts and like a black backpack on his back, and I was like, he looks exactly like what my dad would wear on a trip. In my 4 years with West High Band, Rob has been a dad to all of us. He cared about every single one of us and wanted nothing more than to see us succeed. Like a caring dad, Rob turns the band room into a comfortable place where everyone feels valued and united, just like a family. Rob recognizes and nurtures our talent, and we've received unwavering support all along. Although we're always out of tune or never know when to enter our entrance, unlike the math tutoring dads at the dinner table whom we're all afraid of, Rob remains patient, and he guides us, inspires us to strive for excellence. We've seen him laugh, we have also seen him cry. We've definitely made him annoyed as we argue about the concert order. Nonetheless, we hold the utmost respect for him. We feel incredibly fortunate to have him as our band director and as our band dad. On behalf of the whole band, I just want to say, we wish you all the best, and thank you, Rob.
Hi everyone, I'm Heidi. Hello, I'm Heidi and I'm a senior. I've been playing clarinet and wind ensemble for 4 years. Rob, you've been an amazing band director and teacher. It's been inspiring to watch you do what you love with the same patience, kindness, compassion, and energy that you've had since the beginning. When school and life was the hardest, I always looked forward to fourth period wind ensemble, where I could just close my eyes, forget about everything else, and enjoy the music. During the pandemic, band was one of the only places where I actually felt connected to other people, where I could sit down and create something emotional and beautiful together with the band and with Rob right next to me at the podium. Even though he sometimes throws his baton at me on accident. And I'm so thankful that Rob stuck it out with us until now, because without him, I don't know where we'd be. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chico. I was a drum major this year and also somehow the resident West High Band's photographer. Rob, I know you said you wanted to keep the concert a regular concert and focus on the music, and I do intend to respect your wish and keep this speech short. This is your last concert, after all. But that being said, I would like to say a couple of words. Do you remember during one of our fourth period rehearsals, you were talking about one of your first concerts here? We were rehearsing our third song, Armenian Dances, and you were talking about how when you first got to West High, the band program could not play a piece of that level. Of course, you being you and having the habit of not putting the credit on yourself meant it as a way to compliment us on our musicianship, our skills. But in that moment, you omitted something very important. What, or more accurately, who brought up the West High Band program's level during the 30 years between your first concert and your last? It was you, Rob. The band program did not magically get better. 30 years you have been here every school day, and sometimes on non-school days too, we're sorry about that, building this amazing band program that has become a constant in all of our lives. 30 years you have been here teaching us lifelong lessons about the importance and power of music. Lessons that will far outlast any complaints we had about the number of Carl King marches you made us play, or the attention span of the wind ensemble trumpet section. I apologize on their behalf. So, as we take this time today to reflect on and appreciate everything that you have done for this unbelievably large community, I hope you are proud of all that you have done. Because you deserve to be proud. And all of us here, we know that. Thank you, Rob, for everything.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's again, as I say in a lot of concerts, it's just wonderful for us to be able to share the music with you, and we appreciate you being here for us to do that. I just wanted to say one thing about this next piece, and give a dedication for this one, for the Irish tune. This is a piece, as you can probably see in the program, that I did on the last concert during my first year here at West High. It is absolutely a gorgeous piece of music, and it is, as I've told the students, basically a song, but it is very beautiful and very expressive. And I would like to, I've been extremely fortunate to have a very, very supportive family. I have my two sisters here tonight. My two brothers are out of quite a ways away and are watching on live stream. And I would like to dedicate this piece to my parents, who came to countless band concerts of mine from 7th grade all the way up until last year. My dad was at a concert about 3 weeks before he passed away. And so I would like to dedicate this to my parents and family, and to the tremendous support that they've given to me.
Hi, everybody. My name is John Welch. I'm the orchestra director here at West High. And I've had the privilege of working with Rob now for, I believe, 7 years, about that. So some seniors approached me a little bit earlier in the year and talked about tonight and wanting to do something special for Rob and for his retirement. Excuse me. They wanted to find a way to celebrate him that would commemorate his time spent here and all that he's meant to this program and to this community. And we thought about it a lot. We talked a little bit, and we came up with some ideas and realized that this is quite a tall task to find a way to honor someone that has been a band director of this program for 30 years. That's a very, very long time. A very long time. That's about 30 years, Rob. So, okay. So, so what I wanted to do is just take a moment and, you know, Rob's one of my very good friends and just a wonderful, tremendous colleague. And I do want to take some time to you know, really celebrate Rob and also take time to, like, what does that mean, 30 years? And what does that really mean to be a director here at West High? I know that we all know the, you know, everything that goes into this. We kind of imagine this. But from one director to another, I would just kind of like to communicate to the community, like, sometimes what this means. One of the first things is the sacrifices that you make. The nights, the weekends, the summers, sometimes even the time that you spend away from your family to be here to help grow these programs and to make sure that we're providing the best learning opportunities that we can. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of preparation, it takes a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of demand, especially to be here at West High. There are a lot of rewards getting to work in this community and with these wonderful students, and one of the highest honors of being part of the West High tradition. This is, you know, we have that logo, or that line for us, which is excellence is a tradition. This is truly a high honor, and it's one that we do not take for granted here as directors. So I do want to take a moment to point out, before we go into this next part, that this is Rob's night, but it's impossible to really do what we wanted to do for Rob without also mentioning Rich. And we have Rich backstage, and I'm going to invite him out here as well. You'll see where this is headed in just a moment. So I just want to take a moment to say there's some things that you might not know about this, and this one is, if you really take a second to think about this, this is a really big one. Since the opening of West High in 1968, and until Mr. Middleton had been hired this year, there have only been 3 full-time band directors here at West High. Really take a second to think about that, since 1968. So, I mean, really take a moment to think about how long that is. No, it's, you know, the history that's here and where this band program has gone, and the dedication that these 2 band directors have put into this, it really is tremendous, and really shows you just how important these folks are to this community. So, just kind of moving on, you know, I just wanted to say this is a great place, and it's a great way to celebrate both Rob and Rich, as the history of the West High Band Department, really, there's a lot with these 2. But also, you know, there's history here with these 2, with the West High Band Department, but also the West High Music Department, and really, maybe most importantly, here with just West High. I do not think that we could truly tell the story of West High without telling the story of Rob and Rich Med. On a personal note, I just want to say that these 2 guys behind me, as they're laughing and joking, and I don't know what they're doing, but I do want to take a moment. I told Rich yesterday that I was going to speak from the heart, and he immediately started laughing at me. I love these 2, and I'm being very sincere about this. These are 2 of the best colleagues, 2 of the best people, and 2 of the best co-workers that I've ever had. I've been teaching close to 20 years now, And I've been through a couple of different schools and in many wonderful programs, but I've just got to say these two, since I've been here, have just obviously done a tremendous job with these students in this program and this school, but have welcomed me in and have really made this a wonderful music department to be a part of. They've made this entire place just a wonderful community to be a part of, and they have been two of not just the best colleagues, but two of the best friends that I've had since I've been here in Iowa, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Rob and Rich, your impact has gone further than you could ever anticipate, and you have touched the lives of generations of music students here at West. Your colleagues here in the West High Music Department, your colleagues here at the West High Music Department have big shoes to fill and a big tradition to carry on, and a tradition of excellence that's been established by you two. It's truly an honor to be present here with you two tonight, and I would like to present a couple of awards to you, along with something that's going to remain here at the school. And of course, the best way that we could do this, folks, is by giving them plaques, and I will do that now. The Director's Award. So the first one I'm going to give is to, well, it's to both of them, and I will just say this. These are two awards that we had made. That's a Distinguished Band Director of Iowa City West High, and it shows the dates that they were here. Rich from 1995 to 2022, and Rob from 1993 to 2023. So Distinguished Band Directors, and lastly it says, we gratefully acknowledge your dedication to our students. So here's one for Rich. We were going to name the band room after them, but we felt that the last name of Med was too long to have. So instead, we've made another plaque for them that will stay here. These are for them. This is for here. And this is a plaque that says, Iowa City West High School, Excellence in Music Education, Director of Bands. And it has the three directors listed here, John DeSalm from 1968 to 1993, Rich Med from 1995 to 2022, and Rob Med from 1993 to 2023. Let's give them a round of applause. There's more.
Hello, Mr. Med. Good evening. My name is Laura Broffett, and it was such a pleasure to hear the four young women speak, because I have had Rob as band director starting in 5th grade through 12th grade, and the things that they shared about him tonight are the same things that I would have said when I started here in band, and so I got to have Rob for all of those years, and then I had Rich in band when he joined us at West High. I played clarinet until I decided to join the marching band and jazz band on trumpet, and Rich got me to play a solo because he gets everyone to feel confident and play a solo. So public speaking is not my thing, but if I can do a trumpet solo in the jazz band as a senior, I think I was in the freshman jazz band that year, I can speak tonight too. So, and I now play the role of band parent. I have a daughter here at West High in the band programs and 2 more upcoming band members who will get to join the West High bands in the coming years. So I got to surprise Rob, I hope surprise, last week, and then Rich was not here, and so come on up, Rich, you get to be a part of this also. Surprising Rich tonight, which is fun for both nights. So, are you dancing next? Perfect. So, for the past 30 years, the West High Band program has become synonymous with the name Med, and although the two of you won't be working with future West High students, your influence on the program, as everyone has said tonight, will continue. I read through the program tonight, and I would agree that you both can be proud of where it's come from to where it is today. So your working with the bands will influence the program for generations to come. I would say, and agree with the students that spoke tonight, the fun atmosphere you created, for your love of sharing music, and your high expectations for excellence and hard work both remain and will stay with this program. In addition to that, there is an ongoing reminder of your impact at West High because the Med Awards have been established starting this year. With the corresponding endowment fund that's been established in your honor. So this annual award will recognize 3 graduating seniors for their musicianship, enthusiasm, determination, and dependability, which are all characteristics that the 2 of you exemplify. It spells Med, which isn't too long of a name. We were able to come up with 4 words. When I was first approached about joining the efforts for supporting this endowment, I was enthusiastic to join because of your influence on my life and now my kids getting to experience the West Side Band program. We have currently almost 100 alumni, parents, colleagues, community members that have contributed to this endowment. It will fund a $500 gift to each recipient for their postgraduate plans, and it's my honor tonight to share this recognition with all of you if you have not yet heard about it. And I believe Rob's certificate is out, but this is for you, Rich. And if anyone here tonight is interested in knowing more, I think there's some information out there, or you can find me if you'd still like to contribute. But we are very near our goal, thanks to the generosity of many community members to honor both Rich and Rob this year. So, thank you.
Great. So I have the honor of presenting the inaugural Med Award to the Varsity Band and Symphonic Band recipient. We had the Varsity Band 9th grade band concert last week, but because it was a surprise, we couldn't actually name the recipient at that concert. But this recipient definitely more than deserving, been a great band member all of this year that I've known this person, and by all accounts through their 4 years. The Varsity Band recipient for the Med Award is Robin Barton. I'm not sure if Robin's here or not. Don't believe I saw them. And the Symphonic Band recipient, again, just an all-around great student, very conscientious, deliberate, very thorough in their preparation of music and the way that they go about their business during rehearsal. Been a great presence in the Symphonic Band all year. The Symphonic Band recipient for the Med Award is Andre Charascu.
And in order to keep Rich away from the open mic, nothing. I would like to present the Med Award recipient for the Wind Ensemble. The student's been just a vital part of our band program, developed outstanding musicianship through just sheer hard work, has been enthusiastic, which is one of the words from the Med Award, and has demonstrated just a real passion for learning, improving, and for music. This person has played in the freshman band, played in the wind ensemble, the jazz ensemble, the jazz combo, the pit orchestra, has excelled at solo and ensemble festival, is an all-state musician, and just absolutely a true pleasure to work with. And also, I don't know that we mentioned it tonight, but these awards are presented with input from the students. We got input from all 3 of the bands on each of the recipients. So please help me congratulate the Med Award recipient from the Wind Ensemble, Audrey Parrish.
Apparently you didn't want me to do this, so, but I'm not going to take up much time. And by the way, this is my first West High Band concert. They're amazing. Both these bands are fantastic. I've never been to a West High Band concert. Coming in like at 5 minutes to 7, sitting out in the audience, not having to worry about if the horns are in tune, and so it's a little different. But the only thing that I thought I could do was roast Rob. And after all these years, it would be so easy. I'm not going to. We could just go, we could go trimester by trimester by trimester, starting in 1995 up until today. But I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get too sappy, because I think there's enough of that and just the last of anything. But this is the first of a lot of really good things just from my experience. First of all, you don't have to work with orchestra directors anymore. Okay, that's a joke. But the things that we've shared, and how unique is this, though, that you have two relatives, first cousins, end up at the same school, not only the same district, the same school. Who in the heck would ever do something like that? Jerry Argenbright was the principal. He was the one who did something like that. And I thank him. I think Rob thanks, Rob thanks him too. But it's very nice for Jerry and Glenda to be here tonight. But for the last, for the 27 years we were together, we probably spent more time together than we did with our own wives, and got to know each other really, really well. I can only remember 2 arguments. I'm not going to share those. I can remember it's hard to just not blurt all these things out. But you already mentioned a big part of it, and just all of the memories of back when we first started and our kids were tiny, and they would walk up on stage after the concert and bang on the drums, and watching them go through the elementary program here together and having all those shared experiences. We both survived Barb Grohe. That's another thing. One person laughed. That's good. Maybe 2. And then seeing our students go, and our parents come to concerts, and then we both lost all 4 of our parents while we're teaching here, and being able to help, and just, it was so much fun to come to work every day, because I didn't have to really worry about not being myself. I could always be myself with Rob. And for good or bad, who knows? Ruth knows probably more than what I know, because he could go, you won't believe what Rich did today. It really ticks me off. I mean, I know that happened, so, whatever. But just having that opportunity, I'm very thankful. I'm very, very grateful to have that opportunity with you. And now I get to see you at Lowe's. And now I get my friend back. We can go have Monday mornings, 11 a.m., hot dogs and ice cream at Costco. And first, I have 2 things I want to say before I go. That bass drum kicks butt. And why did you get that after I left? It's the best bass drum ever at West High School. So congratulations, guys. Yeah, it is amazing. It's an amazing thing. And one last piece of advice: be careful driving in parking lots during the day. It's not when you go to Hy-Vee, it's usually 5 o'clock, and some of the younger people are there. When you go to Hy-Vee, or you go to Lowe's, or you go to Costco, who's going there at 10 a.m. on a weekday? Not me. It's people that are clearly 30 to 40 years older than me. And I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody out here, but they don't drive well. Make sure your insurance is current. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy the last few weeks of school. Thank you so much for an incredible career. This is
Well, I got to talk last year, so I knew he was going to get on the mic. So, thanks, Rich. Yeah, I can't even begin to describe the last 27 years. It was a blast. We do have some more music to play, and we're going to get right back to that. If you'll allow us to just play one quick tuning note, we're going to play Armenian Dances. This is a wonderful piece. I think you'll really enjoy it. The kids have really enjoyed working on this and spending time with it. And as you can see in the program, it's a favorite of mine that I have programmed more than once. So this is Armenian Dances Part 1. Wow, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I want to also extend a couple of thank yous quickly. If you'll notice in the programs, and programs for the last 30 years, we've had our West High band patrons, people who have contributed directly to the West High band program. It started out back in 1994. We did a patron drive to get some money for new uniforms, and we just kept doing it because as the program grew and grew, we had to keep up with instruments and equipment and guest clinicians and all kinds of stuff. So I would like for you to thank, with a round of applause, all of our band patrons. And we are tremendously fortunate to have just not only wonderful, wonderful students, but they come from wonderful, wonderful parents who do all kinds of work for us and volunteer work. We don't do a performance without many, many parent volunteers, tonight included. So thank you to all of the band parents for all of your work for us, but also especially for being here tonight for these guys in both bands. So thank you, band parents. I think I caught some of Ryan's thank you, so I'm trying to fill in the blanks of the ones that he maybe didn't get. But I would like to thank Mitch Gross and the administrative team here at West High for all of their support of the band program and all of the arts here at West High School. So thank you. And you'll notice the hearts next to the names in the program for the seniors in both groups. So I would like to recognize our seniors in this group, as well as we got the seniors in the symphonic band earlier. I have always viewed our program as a 5 through 12 program, that when our students start in 5th grade, that we want them to be in the program all the way through their 12th grade when they graduate. But it's not always easy to stay in band, and there are obviously competing interests. There are difficulties with schedules sometimes, different transitions from one school to the next, and so on. So we've always had the highest regard for our seniors who have stayed in the program and found a way to keep band in their schedule because they like it and they excel at it, and they've provided leadership and have been role models for the rest of our students. So our seniors in the wind ensemble, if you'll stand and remain standing until the end. In the flute section, Sophia Wang, Ashley Sa, Aviva Ferreira, Heidi Du in the clarinets, Kevi Hyun, Brian Chong, and saxophones a bunch, Henry Dai, Minu Ahmad, Eric Whitaker, Damian Kim, over to French horn, J.D. Deniger. And the trumpets, Sachiko Koto, Audrey Parrish, Kyle Chi. And trombones, Lydia Shin and Natalie Ermy. On tuba, Kaylee Gibson. In the percussion section, maybe you can wave since you're all standing back there. Eva Jordan and Anish Lode. Thank you, seniors. I'd like to have Ryan come back out and introduce our recipients of the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award.
Okay, we have the honor of presenting a couple of awards to outgoing seniors. One of them is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, and I've got the honor to present that to 2 individuals this year. They're both exemplary musicians. We're great members of the jazz ensemble all year. They obviously have a love for jazz music. They listen to it all the time. They seek out players and performances, and they ask for help, and they're in here constantly working on their craft. I know both of them will go on to do great things. I hope that they both continue to play their instruments for a long time, because they could do some really special things. But the award this year, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, will go to J.D. Denninger and Damian Kim.
Next, we have our John Philip Sousa Award recipients. This is an award. I'm actually just going to read this couple of sentences that describe this one. It's in recognition of outstanding achievement in interest in instrumental music, for singular merit and loyalty and cooperation, and for displaying those high qualities of conduct that school instrument music requires. As you can see, if you look in the program, with all of the various symbols behind all the students' names, there are many students who would fit this bill, and are definitely outstanding achievements going on throughout the program. But also, with the help of the seniors, narrowed the list to the John Philip Sousa Award. Our first recipient is a 3-year All-Stater, has been selected to numerous other honor bands, is a 4-year member of the Wind Ensemble, performs in the Jazz Ensemble and also in the Symphony Orchestra, has received superior ratings at State Solo and Ensemble Festival. And this year, I was in to listen to his solo, and as soon as he finished, the adjudicator talked to him and commented that his solo that he had just performed had a very difficult solo at a collegiate level. He does an outstanding job in rehearsals every day. Please help me congratulate our John Philip Sousa recipient, Kyle Chi. And as usual, it's always hard to to narrow it down to only one. And I'm really grateful that we have more than one award to pass out. But our second recipient is a 2-year All-Stater, has been selected also to many other honor bands. A 3-year member of the Wind Ensemble, also plays in the Jazz Ensemble, was a drum major this year, performed in Symphony Orchestra and in the Pit Orchestra, has received superior ratings at State Solo and Ensemble Festival, does an outstanding job in rehearsals, and generally keeps me in order. So please help me congratulate our second John Philip Sousa recipient, Sachiko Goto. And unlike John Welch with the plaques that he gave Rich and I that were actually engraved, we didn't get the plaques engraved yet, so we will get you those before you're done. Let's see. This is great. I just may have the mic to myself for just a minute and say a couple of things. Just making sure there isn't any. Oh, we have an audience member coming. Oh, it's Mitch.
No, thank you, Rob. I just want to say a few things. And first of all, I don't think I could say anything more eloquent or more passionate than the students did about Mr. Med. I think that says so much. But I've known Rob and have worked with Rob for 20 years. The first 17 as a teacher, and when you're teaching, you're kind of in your own department. To be honest, I thought Rob and Rich were brothers until I became principal, and probably half the faculty still thinks that. So that's kind of where things are. But I just want to talk about two things real quick about Rob, and the first is you all hear the beautiful sounds, the beautiful music that the product that Rob has created puts out at our concerts. But one thing you probably don't get to see on a daily basis is the culture that Rob cultivated within this band. I have seen this group in triumphs, the way they encourage each other, the way they smile at each other, the way they laugh with each other. And I've seen this group deal with tragedies and the way they support each other and the way they come together for each other. And that just doesn't happen on its own. That's a testament of not just the teaching of Mr. Rob Med, but also the leadership of Mr. Rob Med. And the second thing I want to talk about is just legacy in general. That we are so fortunate here at West to have just the incredible experience. And the thing that I will miss the most about Rob when he leaves is his advocacy. I'm not sure if the community understands how this man has advocated for the fine arts in this community. Whenever there would be an issue that I would need a little help with the district, I would just threaten, fine, I'm going to call Rob. And that seemed to move the needle in the direction that I needed it to do. So it's just, it's a huge pleasure to have that in your pocket to be able to use. And I'll probably still use it, Rob, to be honest. Now you can go to the school board meetings because you're not an employee and say whatever you want to say. Exactly, yeah. Finally, too, I just want to say, obviously, we're the Trojans, and I'm a history teacher. When I think about the most prolific temple in Troy, it was the Temple of Athena, and there were 8 columns. And in this column, the Greeks would write and inscribe those who really had come before them, had laid the foundation. And there's no doubt that if there was a Temple of Athena of West High, the name Rob Med and the name Rich Med, just the name Med, would be inscribed on one of these pillars, because they have been absolutely instrumental in everything that this school has become, music and beyond. So it is just my huge pleasure, and it's just been a great honor, Rob, of having you part of this school.
Thank you, Mitch. A couple of, maybe 2 months ago, I just kind of out of the blue got a text, and just said, hey, congratulations on your retirement. We really want to get to your last concert and wanted to know what the date and time was and everything. And I was so grateful to get that text from Jerry Argenbright to know that he would be here for this concert, because he was just, he hired me here. So, but it's just tremendous to work with. And so thank you for being here, Jerry.
I'm surprised that we use the same hair color. I haven't seen you for a while, Rob, so it's kind of funny. I had a plan about what I wanted to say, and then after Rob and Rich and all these comments, that kind of went out the window. But it's been really interesting to think about what the Meds have done for West High School. My wife occasionally will say, hey, don't forget to take your meds. And I say, please don't say that. It makes me think of school, you know. I had the pleasure in late 80s when Rob was hired to the district, 1987. Rob was at Northwest Junior High as our head director. And through some manipulation, we were able to get Rob Med over here as an assistant. And then over the years, we were able to make a staffing change. And then Rob took that position, of course, and became our head director. And then shortly after that, Rich was on board, and I'll tell you a story about Rich in a minute. But the auditorium didn't happen by accident. It happened because the numbers in our instrumental music program really just blew up. And we were in a position where the district could no longer find excuses about why we shouldn't have an auditorium. And the auditorium opened in '95, and we got Rich hired. We needed a second band director. And Rob said, I know this guy, he needs a lot of work. He's up in Clinton. And so Rich came in, and we interviewed Rich, and we offered him the job, of course. And Rob will remember this. Rob came in, and he said he turned it down. And I said, did you tell him, McFly, is anybody home, you know? And so we sat on that for a couple days, and I think he had a nap or two, and he decided to come down. But it was always something that I remember. The first reaction was Rich didn't want to come. He came, and he too, like his cousin, had a tremendous impact on this school, as Mr. Gross mentioned, and certainly the music program, because 10 years after Rich came on board, we finished the wing, the music wing we call it, the band rooms, the extra space that we had. And it was because of two really wonderfully talented educators. And when I was thinking about what I was going to say, it's already been repeated so many times, but there were three things that came to mind. One was commitment to West High School, but more importantly and more dramatically, commitment to their students. I can't tell you, they could, how many extra hours are required to have the kind of program that we have here. And from pep bands, pep clubs, band trips, charitable activities, all school musicals. Not once in the many years I worked with Rob and Rich do I recall either one of them coming in and complaining, that's too many hours for me in working with these kids. Now they complain about a lot of other things, okay, but not that. The other thing I think that sometimes we make an assumption of is that these all-state musicians just happen because it's another year at West High School. They happen because there's exemplary teaching going on. Both Rob and Rich, one of the elements that they had that I always appreciated, every year they wanted to get better at what they did. And it was reflected in the quality of their teaching and the quality of the experiences that their kids had. And again, those awards, I can't tell you how many kids are out there today in music education or some occupation in music because of these two gentlemen. So I think that's really something to be proud of, and they were truly master teachers. And the last one that's been mentioned, I think Audrey did this very well at the beginning. When you see them teach, they have fun teaching. They enjoy teaching. You've seen his wacky sense of humor, haven't you? Yeah, I know you have. But they really have fun doing what they do, and it transfers over to their kids, which makes them really wonderful educators for many, many years. And I think, as somebody mentioned also, their impact on West High School has certainly been, like Rob's, the past many, many years, but that impact's going to be felt in the future as well with these facilities and the expectations that they have set for West High School music. Congratulations. And did I say anything about these guys, how good they were? I did, yeah, okay. All right. I have a little experience with retirement, and I'm going to say this to Ruth and Stacy. You better have a good to-do list, because they're going to miss. I know Rich missed last year, and I know you'll miss in the fall being part of the action, Rob. So, okay. Thank you.
I've got some thank yous, everybody. There's been a lot of thank yous to me, and I have some that I need to pass along. And I wrote them down, and I think maybe Mr. Gross grabbed them off me, and I can't do this without him. Thank you, because I hope this works. This is going to go okay. But I obviously have to give a lot of thanks for so many people. I just wanted to, when I first came to West High, I had kind of two goals in mind that I really wanted to not only improve the quality of the program, but the quantity and the number of students who were involved in the program. My goal was to build a band program that had a place for anyone who wanted to participate. I remembered a student and a parent when I was in my first or second year at Northwest Junior High, and a parent came up to me after the concert in the gym, because we didn't have the auditorium. And this one really hit me. This mother came up and said, shook my hand, and she said, "I just want to thank you for being the reason that my son comes to school every day." And that had a real impact on me. And I really understood, this student was a great student, but was not a particularly strong musician, had trouble keeping up with the rest of the band. But I learned a lot from this student. I learned to never give up on a student, because this student went on to improve and become a stronger musician, played in the concert bands and jazz bands at Northwest, and then again here at West High all the way through graduation. I learned to never underestimate what music means to someone. Regardless of someone's perceived ability, music still has importance and meaning, and that they deserve the opportunity to participate and contribute in the band program. I learned from this student that the band room can be a safe place for students, a place for them to find a home at school, and to be the reason that they come to school, a place to find friends who share that common interest, and to find a family where they can be themselves. I learned how to take, from this student also, how to take someone from where they are and to help motivate them to improve, to help them to find success that turns into self-motivation. So when I came over to West High, I wanted to have a band program that would be that for so many students here at West. I like to think that we've accomplished those goals in the last 30 years with so many more students involved in the bands and the bands playing at the level, such a high level that you hear. And hopefully the students feeling like they have a home and a place to be themselves and to make great music together. So I want to thank a few people, if you will oblige me to do that. I want to start by thanking the person who's really been by my side through this entire career. And it's the one person who I could not have done this without. We met in band in high school and started dating when I was 14. And she's been by my side ever since. I'd like to thank my wife, Ruth, and I would like to have her come up here so that you can recognize her with a round of applause. I'd like to also thank our kids, our son Rob and his wife Jen, our daughter Emily and her husband Emiliano. They gave me a whole new perspective as a teacher to also be a parent. And they also have supported me through so much in my career. So thank you to you guys. When I was first hired at Northwest, it was Nord Meyer was the principal there, and then the year later, Bryce Hansen came in, and I saw Bryce in the fall, and it was the first time I'd seen him for a while. I just wanted to thank him and recognize him for all of that he did for me and for the Northwest band program as principal there. He was tremendously supportive, and I really want to thank him for that. As I said, I want to, I'm so grateful that you're here, Jerry Argenbright. I want to thank you for hiring me here at West, but mostly I want to thank you for trusting me to do so many things that it took to build this program. When we had 110 students in the program here, and I said we needed to buy 290 uniforms, new uniforms, you trusted me. When we got to 195 students and we needed more staffing, you trusted that, and we hired Rich. When we needed to move from one band to two bands, and then from 2 to 3 bands, and then from 3 to 4 concert bands, and to accommodate that into the master schedule, you trusted us on that. So thank you for trusting us and trusting me and for facilitating all that it took to do what I've done in my career here at West High School. So thank you, Jerry. And I'm pretty sure that I heard Ryan recognize our elementary and junior high staff earlier, and I just want to say thank you to all of my colleagues that I've worked with for the last 37 years. Those that were here and were mentioned. Also, I've been extremely fortunate to have so many wonderful people as colleagues and as friends in the music department here at West and throughout the district and in the band program 5 through 12. I'd especially like to thank those who've actually had to put up with me on a daily basis. The first one of those, Jerry Zinn, who I worked with for 4 years at Northwest Junior High, and he's here tonight. You always push me, Jerry, to do my best and to be my best, and you've been a dear friend ever since we got the chance to work together. So thank you, Jerry. Thanks to Rich for everything. I can't even begin to describe what a great time we had together for 27 years and the working relationship that we had. We made sure that neither one of us ever took ourselves too seriously, obviously, if you ever see us together. But we laughed a lot, and mostly at inappropriate times. But I said it last year when Rich retired, but I really think we were both definitely better teachers because of our work together, and we really did some great things. So thanks, Rich. And speaking of colleagues, I'd really like to thank Ryan Middleton for everything this past year. I've really enjoyed working with Ryan, and I hope he's had as much fun as I have. And you know, I've learned a lot from him in this last year. Hopefully he's learned a few things from me as well. And I have to tell you, I am extremely happy and excited for what Ryan Middleton and Brian Zeglis are going to do with the band program. I'm looking forward to what they do with this program going forward. So thanks, Ryan, wherever you are. Just a couple more. I thanked parents earlier, but again, we just could not have this band program without the support of the parents. And parents that are here now, but the parents through the years, and I know there's some former band parents here tonight and former students. I'm so grateful that you're here. But thanks so much for all that the parents do to offer opportunities for our students. I really appreciate that. And lastly, I'd like to thank the students. The students I've gotten to work with throughout my career and the ones here tonight. I know I've learned more from you guys probably than you've learned from me, but I really obviously enjoy working with the students. They've always challenged me to improve and to give my best, and I found myself even today we were working on some of the marching band music for the fall with the other two bands that have completed their concert. And I told Ryan I was thinking about all the things that I was going to do differently and next year and things that I was going to do to improve or to help the students, and then I realized that's not going to be doing that. But the students have always challenged me to do my best and to give my best, and I just, as I said before with the parents and the students, if I could stand over there in front of you guys, I wouldn't go anywhere. I could just do that the rest of my life. I really appreciate working with all of you, and you are absolutely the best. Thank you. And I'm down to the very end. And we do have one more piece for you. And I really appreciate everyone being here tonight, and I've really had an absolutely wonderful career. I've worked my dream job for 37 years. I consider myself extremely fortunate to be able to do what I love for 37 years and to do it in a place that I love and with people that I love. Band director, as you probably saw in the program, it was something I decided to do after I started in band in 7th grade. And It's been my job, it's been my passion, it's been my hobby, it's been my life. I just want to thank everybody for all of your support and everybody along the way that helped me be able to do what I've been able to do. So thank you all so very much. We have, it was difficult to figure out what music to play tonight, and I was looking at old programs and things, and this next March, we kind of studied a little bit some of the people that were in the program when a couple of years ago when we were sitting 8 feet apart and we had masks on and we had, I think, a band of about 18 people, not incomplete instrumentation. We studied Amparita Roca and we worked on it, and I think we might have performed it in a virtual whatever we did for performance because we weren't doing any live performance that year. And some of the students kind of wanted to play it, and I also then realized that it was a march that I actually played on my very first concert here at West High School in February of 1995. And so I thought, this could be a wonderful way to end. So I hope you enjoy Amparita Roca.